guys, welcome back to another Master System Monday from myself, and this week I'm going to be playing Populous on the Master System. It's one of these games, it's a bit different from other Master System games out there. It's a kind of a slow burner, this one, if you know what I mean. It was a bit different at the time when it came out. There wasn't really a great deal of what would be called strategy games later on the Master System. There wasn't a great deal of anything other than kind of platformers and, you know, sports games and things like that, but this was a very much a kind of thinking person's kind of game. And yeah, I remember asking for this. I think I must have been 11 or 12 and asked for this game for my birthday. So at that point I was ready for maybe a slightly deeper kind of game than what the Master System was providing me. And I think what happened was basically I saw a review in a magazine and I just really liked the look of this game, Populous. I think it was already out on the Mega Drive at the time, and I just saw this and I couldn't believe it when I actually read a magazine. I think it might have been Computer and Video Games or something like that, and I seen that the Master System had this version of Populous in it, so had to have it. I sent my dad on a mission to find it for my birthday, and I think he actually found it from the department store What Everyone Wants at the time, and it was pretty cheap. It was something like, you know, 13 quid or something like that. But yeah, I was very happy when I got this, and you know, it's one of these games that you can't complete. There's an insane amount of levels in this game, and that I don't know how they quite do it. I don't know if it's randomly generated or, you know, if there's just, there's 5,000 worlds in this, which is just insane for a Master System game, isn't it? I don't know if there's some kind of procedural generation of the levels here, or if the levels are just simply, you know, maybe a text file or something like that with different parameters put into it. But yeah, so this game certainly will take up your time. It's one of these games that I can remember the codes for some of the levels in it. I did play it that much, you know. I remember Hurt Outward is the second level, certainly. I will remember the other ones as I play this a wee bit more here, but yeah, the first world that you play on is the Genesis world, which is basically like a kind of sandbox world, I guess, where, you know, you're pretty much guaranteed to win. But yeah, let's get into the game and I'll show you a bit of the gameplay now. The game is a bit slow, it has to be said, so there's not a lot of kind of action moments in this, and not a lot of kind of laughs or thrills or anything like that. But what I might do is I might speed it up in the video yet. I'm not sure yet, but how we're going to show this. But I'm aiming for this video here today to get past the first level and show you what the game's like. Okay, so I'm going to get into the game now. Okay, so this is the first world, Genesis, and your aim in this game here is basically to conquer the planet and make all the followers worship you instead of worshipping the other god. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Nothing like this at the time in the Master System, or probably any other systems at the time actually. So I get 3 people to start in my world, so does the evil. I can do earthquakes, I can do swamps, nights, volcanoes and floods. I can do everything. The enemy can't do anything, so this one should be pretty good. But let's try it and see. So press the button and the building of the world begins. Now this here is my marker. It's kind of like a crucifix, I guess. And this is where I can use this to create my own leader of my people. So there's my first person there. He's already built himself a little tent. I'm just going to flatten the world around him to allow his settlement to become bigger. And by doing that, he becomes stronger as well. So I've given him a castle, and I can look over at the map over here and see that there's another settler of mine over here. Okay, let's give him a nice flat bit to build a house in, which I just done. And same thing again, just building up the land. Get him in a position so that he can start producing some followers. This guy here that's carrying the cross is my leader. He's my Jesus, I guess. So he's one of your strongest pieces on the map, I guess. Right, is there any more people that I've got here just now? I've got one guy over here in the tent. So I'm going to try and get these guys building up first of all. Now there's a couple of different ways you can play this. The biggest settlements that you can get your guys means that they get better weapons and also they're stronger. But there's also a way to play it as well that, you know, the smaller settlements are also useful because, you know, if you want to expand at the start and it's all about volume and expansion rate, then it doesn't really matter how strong your guys are. They can go and set up settlements no matter what. So there's an argument to just create kind of smaller settlements at the start, but I don't think I need to do that in this level. Okay, so there's one of my guys coming out now. He's looking for somewhere to settle, so I'm just going to give him this bit over here. And raise his standard of living as much as possible. Okay, so, yep, that's good. Right, let's go back over here and revisit over here and see what happened. I don't think anybody's came out of that castle yet. I'm just going to give them a little nudge and see if I can get somebody to come out, which I've done. Give him another place to settle here. So he's too big for that settlement he's produced, so he's went away already, so that's good. Just let him just keep on building settlements. Same for you. So we're starting to get pretty strong now. You can see the mana up in the top of the screen. The more worshippers you get, the more mana you get, and the more abilities you can start to use on your enemies. But it always depends on how many followers you've got. So let's get these guys fighting fit as soon as possible. There's so many different ways to kill your enemies and win this game. Okay, so there's the enemy's leader there. You can see he's holding that little skull there. And they might start attacking our castles in a second. So, although I can improve my own land, what I actually want to do is make their land worse. So I'm just going to create a bit of a divide here, I guess, between my land and theirs just now. So he's going to fight, and my guy was stronger, so I was able to defeat him. So I'm just going to keep them off my land a bit just now if I can, until we get a bit stronger. Okay, so I managed to cut them off there. Right, let's see if we can join up my two islands now. Should do it. Right, guys have been a bit slow, so let's just wake these up. Get these out there to fight the good fight. In the name of your God, who is me. And like I said, this one can be a bit slow. So you can see there, I've built up enough power now for a knight. That's what that little symbol is there, with the kind of spear below. And I've also got enough for a volcano. I'll show you some of these powers in a second, just when they get just a little bit higher. So what you don't want to do is wipe yourself out totally. And the volcano can be good, but you need to have the strength to back it up afterwards, so there's no point in just volcanoing their land and they all come out their houses and then they go and invade your land. You want to kind of control the flow of them coming out, I guess. Okay, almost done with this one. There's a mountain there which I'm just going to sink that mountain into the ocean and let that settlement grow. Okay, so where are we now? I'm going to wake him. That's my leader. I'm just going to wake him and go and get him to go and settle somewhere else. There's tons of land around here. Don't know where he's going though. He's decided to go over there for some reason. Right, how are we doing? I think it's time for some of these guys to come out their houses. Come on, let's settle you somewhere over here. Stop looking for land, there's land right there. Okay, they're not ready to come out. Okay, I've got an enemy on my land there. So what I'm going to do first of all is just move my marker to this here, and then what I'm going to do is set my men to go to the marker, which is, or go to the leader. So the leader, they'll automatically start going to my leader now, and then my leader will come here and attack that house, or that is what should happen. If he's a bit busy though, he might be away occupied. Well, this is actually more of a target, I would say, to be honest with you, because their leader has actually taken this castle from us. So we want to get that back. Okay, our leader managed to defeat their leader there. Let's get him out. Right, come on, leader. Time to go and earn your keep. You'll see the other guys I've got here, they join up with him, increase his strength. And hopefully he should be able to take this castle. Okay, that's good. Okay, so all these guys will go into my leader until they've built him up to the point where he goes outside the house. Somebody's fancying an attack there by the looks of it. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so there's my leader coming out now. Let's see him attack this house first of all. Okay, now go and attack that house. Okay, great. So now we've got enough room for a castle back now. Come on, leader, where are you now? He's still in that house over there. Build up this little house here. So So they are going to try and keep on attacking my castles. So what I think I'm going to do is build a knight next. And he just basically goes on the rampage and destroys all the houses rather than claims them. But he's pretty strong. So there you go, I've made a knight now. And they will run away from the knight. But I will need a new leader now. So I can watch my knight go on the rampage here. Now, there's a little house there now, and he just destroys the land and makes it so nobody can build in it. Which is a bit of a nuisance, to be honest with you, if it's on your land, but you know, it's if you're playing against the computer, then it's quite handy. Because it means that that land becomes useless again over in their territory. Okay, so yeah, he'll just go off on the rampage and do his thing. Where's my leader now? He's still in the house over here. Wait for him to come out for a bit. Now, what I can do is go over here and do some damage to their island now. So there is the nice bit there of theirs where they've got castles. So what I'm going to do is do a volcano right in the middle of it, and that's quite a hard thing for them to recover from. Do another one. Let's just turn all their island into volcanoes. So they have no castles, and they have to start flattening their land all over again. So yeah, looks like they're about to attack here. And they managed to win that one, surprisingly. Okay, I'll tell my leader to go over here now. Take that castle back, leader. That's it, you know where you're going, buddy. Oh, don't know if he'll do it. Yeah, he managed to hang on there, thankfully. Yeah, they have a good little supply of guys coming in now. From all those smaller little settlements that they had. Got some mud huts over here as well. Let's not give them anywhere to live. Another volcano on them. So I'm waiting for a new leader to come. Pick up the cross, I guess. It must also be strong enough to take that castle at the same time. They're quite determined to attack my castles here. Okay, did not bad there. Wonder how my knight's doing. I've actually managed to take over quite a few castles here, I'm quite surprised about. Away. You will find in the later levels that the enemy does everything that you can do, so they can create knights and things like that. You'll have to find ways to kill the knights, like usually by using swamps or... And you're probably wondering what the skull and crossbones is about. That's the Armageddon button. So if I press the Armageddon button, what will happen is that all the houses and settlements will disappear and everybody will go to the centre of the world and just fight to the death. So it's kind of like the nuke button in Lemmings, I guess. Okay. What the kind of flooding is interesting, but you do need to prepare for it. Maybe that's what I'll do now actually. Is I'll prepare for a flood to flood the world. Let's get one of these guys out here and then I'll show you how we can flood. What we're going to do is build a little bit higher up. Okay, so 2 blocks up here. So every time you flood, the world will go down by 1 block. Where are my guys? How come they still haven't attacked that house over there? Well, leader, where are you? Are you going to come out today? Oh, of course, because I've set them to not do that, have I? I've set them to... I'm going to set them all to war just now, actually. And see what they decide to do. Everybody attack whoever is closest to you. And there we go. So hopefully my guys should be able to best them quite easily because they've had the power-ups and stuff. Not power-ups, they've got the best houses, certainly. Okay, my leader has a rock just now, I think. He's going to try and attack someone with a rock. Hopefully, I don't know why he's using that. Or is it his fist? I think it's his fist. Why is he using his fists? He came from a castle. Okay, we've got a sword now, because we're from a castle. Let's attack this little settlement over here. Set all my guys back to attack mode. They certainly seem to have a lot more than me. It's It's just never ending for some of these. Yep, and eventually they do manage to take them. Don't know why he's running past the house there. Yeah, get out here. Let's try and kill these guys with a swamp, just for fun. No, won't let me use it there. So that noise there was somebody dying in the swamp. Right, I'm going to create another knight in a second. Just wait until his power gets built up a little bit. Let's have a little look over here and see what they've done. So they've flattened all this world again, so I'm just going to volcano it again. Okay, that's another knight. Go forth and destroy knight. So you can have quite a few knights actually. Just turn their land into complete massive rocks. Oh, did that by accident there actually. Guys, go forth and attack. Now, your own knights can fall into your own swamps as well, so you've got to be Careful for that. Well, there's my second knight, and he's joining up with my first knight, so he becomes stronger. Tell my guys to go to the marker and create a new leader. Let's do it over here. I think this one's possibly in the bag now, but don't want to jinx it. Okay, you become another knight as well. Could have got him a bit more powerful, to be honest with you, but you know, there's not much point just now, I don't think. He seems to be strong enough to take them all on. That's the swamps there, so I just don't want my own guys falling in my own swamps. Okay, there's another knight. Well, it looks like one of my knights has been defeated actually. It's interesting that they've managed to secure this little bit up here in the corner. The land's not going to be useful though, if it's all hatched out, I guess, after the night's been through. Okay. And just for good measure, let's just do some earthquakes there. I've no idea how strong the knight was I just created, but you know, I don't think it matters at this point. I think we've won. I could flood the world at this point here just to show the... But I think they would win from that actually. Oh, too late. So there. At the end of that, I'd done 190 battles, 1 number of knights, 2 number of towns, 13 number of castles, 8. So that's how many I've got. And they won 40 battles. So yeah, that was interesting. So it's well done, mortal. You have conquered Genesis. Now battle at Calendai Hill. Caldy Hill, yeah. I don't know who this dude is, by the way. But yeah, that was an interesting little play. It's a great little game, Populous for the Master System. Need to do a bit of a comparison with the Mega Drive version at some point, but you know, this game in my opinion, is pretty good. So yeah, well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks very much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.